tertulia.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Sunday, November 14th, 2010. The entry is 1747. It has 4 pages, 40 ologies, and 7 maxima. The theme is cosmovisiological megaclarification task. We don't have a subdiscipline translated to English yet. The definition is, the cosmovisiological mega-clarification task is the execution of the most complex, difficult, evolved, and broadened clarification task potentiated by the multitask employment of the multiple explaining instruments and in several cognition areas, all at once. The misunderstandings, the infantilities, and the misjudgments, the consistent clarification of the important and cosmoethical matters, the plantation of the re-education and the clarification, the cure of the ignorance, the apex of the clarification, the interconsciential multitask assistance through the vibrational state, the voltaic arc, the pentapractice, the existential clinic, and the pangraphy. We have 15 items in referentiology, and we highlight clarification task, consolation task, evolution, and explanation clarification task. The self-experience of the cosmovisiological clarification task in the present or the future, here or there, will be the basic scope of every lucid introphysical consciousness committed to the dynamic execution of the consciential evolution. Do you consider possible the intelligent application of the cosmovisiological mega-clarification task? Do you carry out any task in such a level of cosmoethical functionality? We have a question. In the Congress of Phocenology, people commented that you use a technique of the sphenoid bone of the head to make the vibrational state. Well, we don't contract, we don't move the bone. What happens is that this bone, sphenoid, is the base of our skull. And it has a circulation of blood and also the neurological impulses. So the contraction is made by the nerves that surround the encephalic mass. Your head can't be an empty box. And by tensioning and contracting, you feel and you catch all of these muscles in your head. Everything gets under contraction when you focus your will and your intention, moving all the processes of the vibrational state. That's when we say that an actor or an actress learns how to look scared. The hair also comes back, and it's all a matter of tension around the head and the cranial bones. It is related to the neurological process and that bone that holds your brain. Other question. Sometimes I feel I'm leaving my body and I start watching some images without judging, just observing in my mind. I could sometimes watch my own face and my body. I try to think about good things, feel good energies. When all of a sudden there is this fear and very weird, awkward images and ghosts comes to my mind, and I become scared. I feel these energies coming after me for some time until I'm able to calm down. This is intrusion, it's obvious. I am afraid I leave my body and I find this intruder and he will be able to make harm to me. Is it possible that I find these people when I leave my body? Well, everything's possible. You need to be brave. You look like a child. It doesn't correspond to your age. You look like a girl. I need to be fair. Stop being such a child. Become an adult. But the best for you is to work and study the energy process, those 40 maneuvers. And I would like to tell you, just for the record, no consciousness dies. Only the body dies. Okay? Question. In another tertulia, you said you were reading a dictionary. Can you clarify what method of reading do you use to read the dictionary? Well, I'm still reading this dictionary. It has a very small letters and many pages. But you need to have a goal, an objective. I am reading this dictionary because it has 4 divisions: nouns, qualifiers, and so on. And the 4th part has several items, and also the nouns part. And I am studying numerology through this dictionary. I have had about 50 numerologies, and everything related to my level of knowledge. So the dictionary is by itself doesn't work. It helps a lot. It bases, but what's important is the experience of the person who is studying the dictionary, the lexicographer. So when you see a dictionary, you need to answer this question: what are you studying? Depending on your objective, there is an adequate, specific dictionary. That's why we have over 1,000 dictionaries in Holocycle. Depending on the topic, even the rhyme dictionary can help you. It depends. If the rhyme dictionary can help the poetry, for example, think about all the rest. For me, the most important are those books that have an analogic dictionary. Pedro found out about this dictionary with 3 volumes from Portugal. It's very good. He is just checking out. I would also like to take a look. I am currently reading the dictionary of Curti Pesek. It's worth reading. If you were studying form, it's worth reading. There are 1,800 sections. I haven't read all the dictionary, but I take notes. And you can't say I didn't read, because I can show you the dictionary with my notes, and They are all with logics, rational notes. I would like to know if in Penta practice it is better to keep my eyes shut or open. Well, it depends on your contact with your helper. The more you predispose yourself to have contact with your helper, the better. But your eyes, your nose, your position, it's up to you and your helper. This is most important for you to feel free to interact with your helper. In projectiology, you say that some voyage clarification, voyage clairvoyance. How can I do this? Well, you can make the voyage clairvoyance to project. But the true clairvoyance is when you go somewhere else with your mental soma and come back. This is the real one. Try to study everything and watch your own reactions. Take notes, just like I say here, and within a year you make a balance. And there are many nonsense data. We have to make the projection critics to check what is imagination, fantasy, what is invented by you. This is very important to critique. Otherwise, it won't work. Do you know about Paulo de Tarso? I read the book Paulo Estevam. It's noted that he was very evolved. Would he be a Serenissimus? No. You forgot. Paulo de Tarso was called Saulo. He was not very clever. He had many nonsense things. He was intelligent, but read his letters to Corinthians and the Bible. There are many things underneath that need to be solved. Yeah, the problems in the Damascus road. You read too little. You need to read more. Well, today we are dealing with cosmovisiological megaclarification task. And someone asked me, and I answered, the problem is first to be aware of the universal needs. They are the cosmical needs. The true clarification task is the address of these needs. I would like to say that we are not always good, nice people. We receive a lot from other people. I have at least two things that I receive. First is the caress, tenderness, I receive this from other people. Should I explain more? The second one are the books. I receive books for free, about 50 years, half a century. Every day I receive a book. Today I received 2 books, and this is a positive stigmata in my life. That's why I say I have a bibliographical holothosine that is very strong, just the way I have some relation to war, I don't know, whatever, but I have these things. We work with universal needs in order to cover these needs. And at the same time, we have a return. It's not an overcoming, okay? It's not something that goes against you. But in my case, I receive caress and books. I admit these things happen to me for a long time. And you know, nowadays there is even like a slogan, you know, the book is the best gift. The book is the best present. And you want to give a book, you need to choose. With me, people know what I like. And there is always a book, a new book I haven't seen. It's very important for me. So think about it. What are you doing with regarding the universal needs, with the caress you receive, the books you receive? I don't know what you're receiving. Maybe you're receiving other things. Each person needs to evaluate their own receptions as a habit, as a routine. What are you receiving? Waldo, can you talk about what are the universal needs? Should I pick up the CD-ROM of the encyclopedia and check everything that's nosographic? Look for the thematology. Nosographic central theme. You have a great list of needs. Nosographic theme. I have to speak. I have to say all of them. And if I start talking about this, I'll talk about 8 years of tertulia and my whole life with penta practice. All based on this. But caress sometimes comes through a smile, a thought, a scene, a energetic emission you perceive. So the more you perceive, the more you know about this. It's unavoidable, but the most common needs nowadays, what happens the more, are regarding the growth crisis. When there is lack of diversification, when there is no organization, dispersion, and a person is not able to face all this. So you put yourself in her, his place, and you suggest, I would do this or that. This is a way to feel the needs, to meet the needs of other people. Sometimes we have 8 different types of needs and very specific ones of those personalities we are assisting. Did you understand what I mean? Adélio? Professor, I was taking a look at the cosmovisiological clarification task and only the mere megaclarification task. When we talk about the cosmovisiological one, the most strong matter is the impact you talk about in affectology. Basically, the difference of these two entries is this impact. Could I say this? Well, the impact may be positive or negative. It depends on the gauge of those who are receiving the shock, you see? So it varies a lot. There are people that we are not supposed to use impact therapy to them. They are not ready for this. We need to use constellation task, motherhood, the matter of nursery, you see, like a receipt or a suggestion. It's very superficial. when those people are not ready for the impact. Otherwise, if you show the reality, they lose their way, they lose their minds. So the diagnosis is very important for the dosage of the remedy of the medicine. The dosage. With me, people already know how I work, so this helps me a lot. A good percentage of people that come to talk to me, they're not so freshmen. I can use my tractors, my trucks, you know, the mega trucks. And what else can I use? Those instruments we use before the plantation to work the soil, the land. Otherwise, we won't go deep. All of these instruments help me, but I assess their psychosphere. Sometimes I make the defense right away. When I see there's something still going on in the person, and the impact comes for me before the other one. So first you have to make like a suture, and then you make a whole surgery. But this is in the second time. So Waldo, how can we make this crescendo megaclarification task and cosmovisiological megaclarification task? Well, the problem for us to understand is that the second one is the clarification task in two basic roads. One is the depth, up and down, and the second is the broaden, the horizon. But it's useless. It doesn't work to have a clarification task without the broaden, without the depth, the nucleus of the problem. You need to impact. So to impact, you need to go to reach the nucleus. So there is a vertical problem that goes deep, but also goes up. So it's evolutionary. And there is a horizontal problem, expanding. So you leave the monovision to pick up only one thing, a small vision. You leave this and you reach broader. It's huge, it's large. It needs to reach the vertical and the horizontal process. You need to remember those techniques, okay? Youngsters, they listen to youngs, and they have difficulties to listen to old people. So we speak right away and we impact them and we shock them. I met this boy, he came to me very strong, and when I started working with him, talking to him, his tears just fell because he was feeling the impact, and I wasn't able to give him a handkerchief because he was such a macho man. If you want to fight people, it's useless. Professor, so this multitask, this multivision is what makes the difference between these two mega clarification tasks. Not only when making the clarification, but also in the return, in the... what's important is to think about the universalism and the neighborhood. It's a complete change. There is a huge difference for you to hold Waldo, in the phonology you say that the cosmovisiological megaclarification test can be potentiated by the multitask employment of several areas. So can we use the movies to make clarification tasks? Yes, that's what I do. What do I do here? I suggest the movies. I would like you also to suggest movies. I like drama, history, serious subjects. I don't like this nonsense like action, adventure, infantile movie. I don't like comics. I don't like these comedies, sitcom. It's useless for me. I think you should indicate, I think you should suggest some movies. This would be my third reception, you know? Waldo, could you elaborate on this vertical and horizontal issue? I didn't understand. Well, when you make a work of investigation, research, study, a very deep study, first you need to check if it goes up and down, and if it goes side to side, the left, the right. If you have a drill, it goes only one way, but it doesn't mean there is a huge universe being reached by this drill. Because it goes just one direction, you know. Even if it is opening a road, there is nothing there. But the main problem is to broaden all this. Otherwise, it's not universal. But Waldo, the vertical direction, what is determined by the depth? Yes, you go deep, but you also go up. You see your future also. You see? I'm talking about chronemics now, time. And the horizontal one, it sees all the spaces, like the waves, when you throw a stone in the lake, and there are those waves. This is the road. Every mega clarification task, being cosmovisiological, they don't have end. They are endless. But the cosmovision has the vertical and the horizontal in itself. Well, it has the universe, all of the directions. And when you analyze, you have to see that star, that graphic, that explosion that João made. So there is an implosion also, a consciential implosion. So Waldo, would it be all the dimensions? Yeah, everywhere. In parafactology, interconsciential polytask assistance. You see that I didn't write about megaphorization, right? Yeah, but I didn't understand, Waldo. Well, I talked about pangraphy. And there are other things. What are the other things? For example, when I don't mention megaphorization, but there is clairvoyance. But Waldo, can we make an immediate work right away, all at once? Yes, but you don't need to worry about this. You need to take care of your parapsychical development. If you do this, there will come a time when it will happen naturally, and you will understand the enrichment of the results. It leaves a mark in your psychosoma. So when you come to this time, you are ready for a next body with macrosoma, with all those things that are the gadgets, the consciential gadgets, the Hippolyte, continuous projected consciousness process, paramicrochip, and so on. I think that pangraphy is the resolution square. Everybody goes there because there are many roads. It's the decision time. Waldo, isn't all of this the pangraphy itself? No, when there is pangraphy, there is almost every phenomena simultaneously, okay? I am giving examples for you to start thinking, because most of you don't even think about this. Those who have parapsychical issues haven't reached pangraphy yet. They don't have any idea about this, the simultaneous process, the experience of this phenomena, and they being different gives a consistency to the intraphysical consciousness that it's the most basic, specific point regarding assistance and cosmoethics. So you understand that a little bit more to help others. This is not, people don't talk about this elsewhere. Waldo, when you apply the techniques to other people, can it happen all those phenomena at the same time? Well, depending on the person, I work with those energies before meeting him or her. Everything I can do beforehand, I do. And when I arrive at the time, at the place, I leave everything and I use all my gadgets. It's terrible. But that's the only way. And with time and with experience, you have many cards in your leaf. Your diagnosis gauge is very evolved, and you solve the problem before watching it. After then, there are only the confirmations, some details you don't know, and the puzzle fits. The pieces start to fall in. That's most of the time. And if I live with the person, it becomes even easier. With 2 days living with the person, it's done. You have enough immersion in that consciential world. Well, Waldo, and after evolutionologists, what varies? Is it the phenomena amount? Well, I don't know about this. I can't talk because I don't know. But in my opinion, it's a matter of the improvement of these conquests, of these achievements in a level that I am not able, and I don't have judgment to discern. For example, when I talk about the Serenissimus, that there are some attributes and some characteristics I don't know. Professor Waldo, page 24, detailism, interactionology. I would like you to broaden this idea. Most people are not only ignorant. No. The problem is that they know the facts, but they know it in a distorted way. Though they are full of mistakes, like mistakeology. You see? There is the trinomial, the error, omission, mistake. So the mistake or the deceiving is the worst one, okay? So when you do the clarification task, you extinguish the deceive. You enter another level. You see? There is another base. Your level is better because that mistake or that deceive is in the past. Question. Could you explain the difference between sentiment and emotion regarding conscienciology? Well, there are many entries explaining this, but I can talk about our first class. There is the holosoma, a set of vehicles. And there is the psychosoma, which is one vehicle, and is very influenced by the instincts. And there is also the mental soma, guided by rationality, logics, and leads people to discernment. It's a vehicle that allows one to use the attributes to make the distinctions and from what is wrong, what is right, what's good or not. So regarding emotion, the problem is the subbrain, the psychosoma, and the instincts. So an example is, when a person dates, there is a couple that goes on a date in a weekend, just for a weekend. But after that, there is no root, there is no other sentiment. Okay? And one of these people meet another one, and there is love for first sight. So you added other sentiments. There is not just an adventure, but there is a cosmoethical expression of sentiment. So the difference is between the emotion and the sentiment, or the feeling, is that the emotion is psychosomatic, is small, instinctual, and the sentiment is broadened, is rational. So you may like people a lot, but you should do it with discernment. So there is no more passion. You see? Acute passion. It's an animal instinct related to psychosoma. So you need to get the encyclopedia volumes and look for the theme mental somatology and psychosomatology. Question. I would like to know your opinion about the therapies that use the body analysis, like the the behavioral cognitive. Well, the best one is this you said, the behavioral cognitive. This is the best one. We have a problem with the email. We ask the tertulians to send the emails through tertulias@caec.org. They have some problems. Send your emails to this address, okay? Otherwise there will be some loss. Waldo, regarding techniques, there are many techniques that allows us to have depth and expansion in clarification task, but the lack of parapsychical development or the understanding of the person that applies hinders the impact. So we see there's no impact at all. Yeah, Malu, but it's not a matter of parapsychism only. It's more serious than that. It's the personality that is expressing, or trying to make the clarification task. It's related to the presence, to the powerful presence. Sum up the balance of the evolutionary sheet. Well, look my example. I always use white clothes, wear white clothes. I have this beard. It's all related to my presence, to the power of my presence, because it marks at once. I had this thought when I started remembering things about Zephyro, and when I went to Hollywood, they gave me so many tips, and it became clear. People don't understand, but I don't care. It doesn't matter, because those who I need to relate, they understand. This is the most serious, due to the presence, I used to say, well, I'm going to say this, but you that are just starting, giving classes, should not do it. I am bald. I am already bald. I am seasoned. And people ask me about that.
Aconteceu primeiro lá no naquele meu quarto lá.
It happened in Ipanema, Rio de Janeiro. But Waldo, you said that young people accept ideas from youngs, but the mature people have difficulties to receive these ideas from the others when these people don't have experience. Well, Malu, but a very good thing to help these people is when you see the extraphysical results. Intraphysical is relative. the presence must work extraphysically. So this is the most important thing. And I always think about this. Just imagine, when all of us become Serenissimus and we make the dissolution of the intrusion groups for a better environment. Just imagine, 5 of you, you know that Monge does this from the energetic point of view. Just like washing everything away. It's not just soap, you know. There is a perfume also, enriches everything. It's impressive. Waldo, the difference of the clarification task made with caress has a more impact, more depth impact, right? Yeah, you need caress in your chest. I'm talking about the cardio chakra. You know those United States people, and they ask, "Can I hug you?" They think that hugging is important because of the chakra connection. It's infantile, but it works due to the energetic problem. And psychology also helps because you touch the person. This is used in the hug therapy also. Yeah. Hug therapy can be merely seduction, you know. Waldo, I would like to know about cosmovisiological megaclarification task made by the extraphysical centers. Well, it's all a matter of those who access, because you access the center depending on your level. There may be many things, many ideas, but its dosage, the dosage depends on your level of evolution. Sometimes it doesn't work with the answer from the energetic center or the truth extraphysical center. What about that contact with the free consciousness? Is that a cosmovisiological mega clarification task? Yeah. But most people will understand only 5, 7, 10% or 15 maximum percent. 85% is not for everybody, because the message is intrinsic, it's essential, it's impressive. And this is due to the conscientious. That's when we need to start thinking about the conscientious to understand more. So the mega clarification task is, when it's complete, it's only between free consciousnesses. Well, we don't know. The level of clarification of a complete clarification task is must be impressive. Well, you said there was this consciousness that came here, brought by AAC, and there was a precognition about conscientiology. How do you deal with this retrocognition, precognition? How is it done? Well, it's all a matter of induction and sensibility and apprehension. Everything is possible. And in this case, you said there was this Jewish person. Yeah, they told me about the team was dealing with conscientiology. There was another condition. Everything changed. We are very conscious. I am conscious about what I'm doing. he was conscious about what he was doing. It's very important to have this conscientiality holocene, this broadened holocene. Well, talking about conscientiology and self-consciousness, you please tell me when Everton arrives, because that project is ready, okay? Professor Waldo, and factology, second line, could you elaborate on the consistent clarification task regarding the important matters? We need to make the clarification regarding the cosmoethics and the priority and the conditions we have in this moment. I should confess, sometimes I'm here, okay? And I read a question. There is one or another question that I am able to read beforehand. And when I start speaking, the helpers say, whoa, whoa, calm down, slow down, don't expose everything. So we need to go step by step with clarification tasks. So this is the cosmoethical, consistent clarification of important matters. Medicine can kill. You see? Waldo, here, in front of you. I'm still studying cosmology for a little time, but I had already had clear audience, and when I started making vibrational state, I felt something interesting. I perceived, okay, that some extra-physical consciousnesses, they leave my room because they fear, and I leave energies and I exteriorize energies, and they are afraid. And there was this course I attended, and they said it's not good to throw energies. So what's happening? Well, you need to handle the answer or the response of your exteriorization of energies. You need to be ready. Maybe you're not ready yet, so you can't jump to conclusions. Why does it happen when you exteriorize and people run away? Well, they run away because they don't fit, they don't want to deal with your energies. And sometimes there are extra-physical consciousnesses that run because they look for others, so they will come back. They will come back with others to attack you back. So it's strategic. Yeah, we need to show all the logics, the strategics, you see? And there are other things related to this issue, the tactics, in terms of energies and consciousnesses. So, Waldo, these cosmovisiological mega clarification tasks can lead to mega awareness, am I right? Yeah, the huge mega awareness is made through this. When you reach the mega awareness, you have the clarification task responsibilities much stronger than others and much broader broaden than others. The more knowledge you have, the more clarification task you need to do. I have a doubt, Waldo, because our audience, can't be, must be chosen because of the evolutionary rate. It's very complex. Well, the ideal to make clarification task is not to think about chronemics, not to think about time, but to think about the information. So you can't think about your clock, about just looking at your watch. And people used to ask me during my lectures, at what time do we finish? Well, let people come. And don't establish this frontier regarding assistance. So we need to calm down. Yeah, if you have to explain something complex, you must forget time, right, Waldo? Yeah, but everything depends on the qualification, the depth, what must be clarified.
Posso fazer o anúncio da...
Well, can I talk about another thing? Well, we have an hour. You can say whatever you want. Waldo indicated this movie. It's called the God's Dawn. It's a classic,
É uma porção de gente que precisa de ver.
Não é só antigo, mas é clássico.
It's a classical.
Aqui que precisa de ver esse filme.
There are many people who should watch this movie here.
Não é o crepúsculo atual.
Precisa de ver esse filme. As vedetes do estrelismo.
The actresses should watch this movie.
Isso, não é filme de vampiro, tá?
It's not related to vampire, okay?
São as vampirelas.
The female vampires. No, they're not vampires. It's a single woman. People asked me about the movie. The theme is very useful. But the theme is not present, it's eternal, It goes beyond time and space. People need this. Today we have peanuts, we have popcorn. Yeah, a minute. People are complaining there is only popcorn and beverage. Today we have peanuts also.
Vai ter pipoca?
Tem pipoca sempre.
Yeah, popcorn we have it.
Doce que o Francisco não pôde ir por algum motivo, tem gravação, né?
We may not have sweet popcorn, but it's a great opportunity to have culture. We are able to watch these movies, these very good movies. If you haven't watched this movie, you know nothing. It's not only Avatar, it's not only Harry Potter. People need to watch the classic movies. We are illiterate regarding movies. We have some resistance. We like to read, but we are just learning about movies a lot. You can write, you can make a play like movies for illiterate. Yeah. It was approved. So everybody's invited, okay? Today, 8 o'clock. I'm sorry, 8:30. Those who arrive earlier don't need to pay.
Agora me conta,
So tell me, is there anyone that makes the popcorn?
Quando e se ela achar conveniente, tá?
Oh, who makes the comments? Yeah, in the end of the movie you can talk about it. Yeah, Malo also did this. Today is today's holiday, but most of the time we don't stay there after 10 p.m. Question: I have been studying and researching about the phenomena that happens to me that can be related to intruders, but I have never been related to African religions. But there was this time I was taken to the extraphysical place and to make a rescuing. We were attacked, but we finally were able to fly through a hole and we were successful in the rescue. When I came back to my body, I received many energetic showers and had the whole remembering. What do you think about this? Do you think they are helpers? Well, I think there is a semi-projection issue of your process. There are many stones and cars. You need to be more real. There is too much mise-en-scène. In your opinion, the expression "ha" from Thomas Green Morton is really necessary, or is it just a crutch for him? Would it be a lack of megaclarification task? Yes, we don't need any of this. This was used to give him power. He sometimes had lack of energy, so this gave him the confidence. It's a matter of psychology. I had a relationship with a partner that broke down with me after I had not been able to have sex because I was a little bit sick. After a month, he sent me a letter and said that he missed me so much it hurt. After 1 year, he called me as if nothing had happened. What should I think about such a person that used to treat me so well and then treated me as if I didn't exist? He's from conscienciology, and I think this is a misunderstanding. Is it a matter of intrusion? Well, there are mistakes from both parts. Forget about this. There are other things in life. There are mistakes from one side and from another. It lacked dialogue from both of you to make an interconnection, understanding. Can I say that emotion is characterized by lack of balance and feeling presents equilibrium? And can I consider it a rationalized emotion? Yes, up to a certain time, certain point. Start thinking about this and you will come to a better conclusion. Professor, on page 23, Factology, the apex of the self-clarification, can you give me an example in this entry? It's all a matter of where we go, be this dimension or another. We find holothursins. It's like an atmosphere, this climate, it exists. And there are holothosins that are favorable for clarification, communication, information, and there are others that are not. It's all a matter of making the convergence of the positive factors to reach a specific communication task. So if you put together all the factors, the possibility of succeeding is stronger. So it's all a matter of thinking about it, discerning, okay? Who's got the microphone? The mic? Waldo, for many years I did yoga. 5 years, about 5 years. I quit because it's anti-cosmoethics. But there are some things that I still do because of my body, quality of life, the amount of energy and oxygen in my body, a matter of productivity. I try to stop meditation and maintain only the oxygen techniques. But I used to have insomnia at night. So I started doing meditation again to make this experiment and like a research. And I was not able to sleep. And I started doing meditation again. So I was able to sleep right after, and there was this night that I wasn't able to sleep for 2 hours. So my question is there any research in terms of energy or parapsychism regarding meditation that makes you sleep better? Well, go to the lab of visual immobility. But 3 hours is too much. I would like to have a technique to make in my house. Well, make this technique in your house. Well, stay in front of the wall, look at the wall. You will be able to stand the 3 hours of immobility. But if you think it's too little for you, no, it's too much, it's not little. But you are not trembling. Make the reflection technique of 5 hours. But Waldo, too many hours, Waldo. Don't you have any technique of 20 minutes, please?
Não, a pergunta que eu queria fazer, existe algum processo de energia na meditação?
It seems that he thinks his hours are very expensive.
Mas existe alguma coisa em relação ao termo de energia?
But Waldo, is there something regarding energy, like a research and on meditation and sleep? No. If you fossilize, it helps. But the best thing for you is visual immobility. And Waldo, is there any other immobility technique? You will be obliged to think with rationality. You can't move your nose, you can't cough, you can't blink, you can't scratch. You need to dominate, to master your physical machine. But can it be done half an hour, Waldo? Your body is like a car driven by your thoughts. Yeah, he wants a discount. He wants a little business. Well, don't you ask this, boy. Don't you ask this. He wants to have a discount from 3 hours to 30 minutes. Boy, you have much more capacity. Are you a Jewish?
Que parece.
Valeu, obrigado, Valdo.
No. But it seems so.
Valdo, acho que ele está entendendo que tem que fazer todo dia antes do
I think he understands that he needs to do this before going to bed.
Ele está achando que tem que fazer todo dia.
Valdo, he thinks he needs to do this every day.
Processo para melhorar a qualidade de vida, entendeu?
He doesn't want to do 3 hours technique. He seems to me a guy from Rio or from Bahia. Yeah, I'm from Rio de Janeiro. My whole life there, 23 years. Yeah, he wants a small business.
Agora você, carioca, de que bairro?
Where are you from? From Barra da Tijuca. Surfer.
Sim. Eu tô parado, né? Vou parar aqui.
Você já viu surfista, como é que fala? Tudo depressa.
Have you seen how they speak? Those guys from surfing, like a telegraphic speech. Tick, 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 tick.
Ele está queimadinho de praia.
He's got a suntan, right?
Está mais do que vocês, o Alexandre.
Eu tô queimado porque eu passo o dia inteiro na rua.
Has Alexandre got a suntan also? No, I work. I have a tan because I
É
work.
pior do que no Rio de Janeiro. É pior que Bangu.
It's worse than Bangu.
Ele quer comprar uma prancha aerodinâmica e eletrônica.
Vendi no Mercado Livre. Vendi no Mercado Livre.
I sold my board.
Não dá pra fazer nada, né, com a prancha, então. O negócio é vendido.
I'm not able to use it in cataratas, in the falls.
Não, o homem é bom porque ele não treme, né? Na idade dele ele não treme. Então,
No, the boy is great. He's serious.
Tá até com vontade
He's
de
struggling.
Curitiba e tal, foi pensar melhor, refletir, tá fazendo a
He's
pesquisa.
thinking
séria,
about
de
his
país.
life, making research.
já está sendo atestado.
Não, precisa
So
disso,
he's
não.
already being,
Mas isso eu já
he's already struggling, right?
Tem um amparo
Agora, você
físico
está
aqui.
entre dois cariocas aí, vocês se dão bem.
Yeah, you are set between 2 carioca guys.
Está bem amparado, fisicamente.
You're being helped.
Vamos estudar. É o caminho.
Let's move on.
Agora, ó, vamos estudar.
Let's study.
Não, sim, eu
Go for it.
Isso não.
O problema só é a
O
preguiça,
estado
né? Mas
vibracional é para começar. é o
Vibrational
primeiro
states is just the
passo.
first
Agora,
step.
toda a longa caminhada
There's a
que
long
vai
way to go.
Mas e as outras? Existe mais 1 milhão de
There are 1 million steps ahead.
Esse é o caminho.
But that's the way.
Mas então, o que foi?
Conversa
So what's
muito
up?
breve, né?
Valdo, I talked to him a lot,
Ele quer um
and
processo que seja como se fosse a
he wants something like megaphorization to
a mente fica mais vazia.
have empty mind and relax.
Para investir na vida.
And I told him to invest in vibrational state because he'll have profits.
Nesse início, para quem quer fazer essa mudança
But it's
de referencial,
he needs
né?
to work on it.
Dele é ver se já começou
Yeah,
a
his
distribuir
problem
o que já tem.
is to check if he has already been able to give what he has already received in life. Well, Valdo, I try to share my knowledge. I don't know much, but have you ever written an article? No. Start from this.
Eu tento passar adiante como forma de ajudar, né?
I try to share it,
Só que eu
to
sou
help
muito, tenho
others,
muito que aprender e não sei quase
but
nada.
I have a lot to learn.
Pouco eu aprendo tento passar, né?
But start writing an article. You will receive heterocritiques and stimulation, potentiation, and understanding about your research. We talk about entries, articles, and books here.
Eu não sei o número que estava.
I don't know. There were 9
Para chegar nos 20.
entries ready.
Dos 9,
Ask him,
como é que nós estamos hoje?
what do we need?
O gabarito atual.
What's the actual
O placar
score?
do dia. Já tem mais de 9?
A gente tem, eu acho que 10 pronto.
I think we have 10
E tem mais uns,
entries.
tem mais uns que chegaram.
And there are some that arrived this
Teve gente
week.
que me falou aqui, ó, que já tinha mandado para lá uns 3.
There were people that told me they
Essa semana eu vou
sent
mandar
3 entries. Yeah, there are 3 more. I'm going to reveal it. What do you need? Tell us and we'll give you. Yes, sometimes when we make the review, it takes too long for the author to return. Yeah, but tell them. Review the entry in 5 hours. That's the best thing. It's taking 5 weeks. That's wrong. You should push these people. Some people return the entries faster, and they are more used to this. You need to push these people. Find a way to go after them with cosmoethics. Time's passing. Tic tac, tic tac.
Aquela da rodoviária.
Professor, qual que é a dica para a gente?
Professor, what is the type? What's the tip?
A gente pergunta, a gente cobra.
Well, tell me the names. And tell them, if you don't give me your entry, I'll tell your name to Waldo, and he'll say your name in the tertulia. Up to Thursday, people must send their entries. On Friday, those who haven't addressed their entries, I'll say their names out loud here in the tertulia. And then I'll make a gallery, like a collection. The names.
Não, tem até quinta-feira. Ninguém pode reclamar.
Until Thursday, okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Outra coisa, eu quero lembrar para esse povo que amanhã é feriado.
I would like to remind them that tomorrow is holiday.
Agora, gente, para fazer
let's work.
4 páginas, a pessoa
3-4 pages. And these people take so long. Just imagine if they had to write a whole article or a book. How come?
Agora, ó, eu estou doido para ver esses nomes.
I am crazy to hear these names.
Está todo mundo avisado. Alô, alô, teletertulianos.
Hello, teletertulians, those who are not here. If your entry is late, you have up to Thursday to send it. That's it. Let's see.
Eu vou mandar e-mail. Para todos.
I'll send an email. It's an intellectual process.
Eu vou mandar e-mail.
There's no joke about it.
Se eu for encontrando pessoalmente, eu vou falando também. Mas eu já estou fazendo isso. Quando eu encontro pessoas
yeah, but
que
I've been doing
em geral,
this.
sempre pergunto.
I've been talking to these people. Yeah, send them an email with a skull, you know, question marks, to show the tragic process, the drastic condition.
Agora, aproveitando a oportunidade, já falei isso para alguns autores. O que eu vejo, às vezes, que trava um pouco,
what I see is that people
coisa,
want to add or change something, and they end up writing nothing, and the entry is almost ready, and the definition changes completely. And it's all a matter of perfectionism. It's an illness. They must do what's obvious. You are almost finishing, and you need to start a whole new entry. Well, make some jokes, nicknames.
Não pode ficar assim. Falar a verdade para esse povo, não pode não.
Put the cards on the table.
Sexta-feira você me dá a listagem.
Friday you tell me the names, okay? Don't hide names nor numbers. Give me everything, and I'll speak And I'll talk about this every day. We'll solve this problem. Waldo, I would like you to comment. Carcassonne was founded by the Moors, the Arabian people. It's not typically French. It was made an Arabian city, and they dominated that place. Monja, so did she already have a link with that place before that rebirth as Bunia? No, she didn't. She wasn't born in the 19th century. Yes, she was there as Bunia, and then in Mataró. Yeah, but there are serious problems in Sarraceno. Yeah, the Moors were there for a long time, and the city was invaded and conquered by the Count of Barcelona. Yeah, the relation between Barcelona, Mataró, and Carcassonne, if we don't say anything about this, nobody will never study. It was called Carcasso, and later it was conquered, and it belonged to the Spanish territory, and the city was very well done. It was very beautiful, outstanding. You know, there is a French seal of Carcassonne, you know, an old one. The symbol of the city is very beautiful. Yeah, there is a seal. This seal is worth a lot of money. So it's good to think about all this. There is a serious connection, right? Historically, we see that all the islands meet deep in the ocean. You see? It's a matter of islands. All the islands meet. Yeah, it's all a matter of one single history. Everything is continental. Serenismus works in a continental point of view. Regarding the cosmovisiological megaclarification task, are you mastering this? The term comes from the Latin clear, illuminated, and the prefix is the move outwards. That's the relation with the task. I would like to know, Waldo, if there is a way of going through cosmoconsciousness without passing by cosmovisiological clarification task. Well, you don't even perceive you have gone through this condition. Sometimes you're not able to assess these benefits. Yeah, but Waldo, what about that mega phenomenon, that extrapolation of cosmoconsciousness? Well, in this case, the person is already involved, engaged with existential tasks is not a matter of the person itself. It's a matter of the balance of the evolutionary sheet. It's an investment in that consciousness. Depends on the balance of the evolutionary sheet. And regarding cosmovisiological megaclarification task and extrapolationism only happens because the person is a mini-cog, is well engaged, and has few mistakes. This way, one receives more support, and there is an amplification of what this person does. This cosmovision events or other events may come from the helpers, right? Yeah, but the helper is never alone. The evolutionologists are always in touch with helpers to assist the intraphysical consciousnesses that are carrying out the existential program. So this trio, evolutionologist, helper, and assistant, like a penta practitioner, happens all the time. From these three people, we have assistance happening. The assisted is a fourth actor of this casting. And it's more difficult to make the distinction of the Thocins, isn't it, regarding evolutionologists? Yeah. That's why you said the teleguided is self-critique. Yeah, but what's important is for you to think that the task helper is the same of the intraphysical consciousness. And besides manifesting through his psychosoma, he is an intermediate with the evolutionologists. Everything changes if you think about this. Due to the contact with the evolutionologists. Do you see? The helper is conscious, extraphysical consciousness. The evolutionologist is also extraphysical consciousness. So the level of interaction is impressive. And the road, the way is to open the area for the penta practitioner to reach the extraphysical clinic. All of a sudden there is an expansion of his or her understanding of this extraphysical and intraphysical social life. These relationships reach another level. Everything changes. From the megaclarification task, we can understand all this. Question. In culturology, the culture of the rational clarification would be based on the clarification task? Yeah, because what's the point of telling someone the truth if you're not trying to help? Would it be better to put oneself in the place of others and think what to say before saying? Yeah, I have a friend, and instead of making heated debates, I try to talk about more shallow subject matters. Would this be the dosage of the clarification task? Yeah, but if he is not open to some subjects and you start broadening these issues when you talk to him, he may come to a point that he will go against you. So think about it. You have one foot in one boat and one foot in another foot. you may draw. You may drown. The religious fanatics have two ways. They are able to make the dissidence, or they just stay there and create problems. People are radical. Is there any technique besides psychophysiological immobility to go against insomnia? Well, this is the best technique we have. Waldo, visual immobility. This is better than the immobility. Well, you need to see if the person works out. If you work out and take a shower, you will sleep all of a sudden. You will sleep right away. So you should check several conditions. Some of these people don't exercise, they don't work out, they just watch TV. How's your life? Question, can you talk about the Sereníssimos Wind Rose? Rosa dos Ventos. Yes, she's from Rio Grande do Norte in Brazil. She's like a farmer. She has some old clothes. Those you wear in the farm, you know. And she's about 50. I saw her once with her hair all back in her head. She seems to be a mother, but she's not too soft and not too strong. And if you look at her, you imagine she must have many children. But I haven't seen any children with her. The place is windy. It's a windy city.
Waldo, aqui no teu.
Waldo, letter D. On page 24, synergismology. I don't know if you had talked about this already. The vigorous will and cosmoethical intention. Could you elaborate on this? Will is the biggest power one has. And if one has the intention qualified by cosmoethics, this person will be able to reach, to gain, to achieve whatever she or he wants. Though this is the best synergy to reach the megaclarification task. But the intention qualification is reached through the person's will. Yes, the intention must have cosmoethics. And it aims others, not only the person's ego. This is the first observation I have. If you are assistential, it's already a potentiation of all your work. This helps a lot. And after that, we have the clarification, synergism, doubts, answers. So clarification aims at solving doubts, ending up with the dilemma, to quit, to end the conflicts. You said in another tertulia that a person should perceive the materialization of the will through the vibrational state. So I've been thinking about this for 3 weeks, and it was a very fast sentence of yours, but it marked my sanity. And we don't think about the materialization of our will. Yeah, our objective is the vibrational state. I have my energies here, okay? And I think about myself, and I think this. Sometimes you will feel it for 5 seconds. So for 5 seconds, someone can feel my will when I exteriorize my energies. With time, you know how, when temperature changes, neurological impact. You see? Imagine if I stay this way for an hour with alternate emissions, the accumulation of this work. So let's imagine if a helper comes by, and after that there is a central extraphysical center of energies. So imagine all this together. When it happens, there is ectoplasmic production, and they, the helpers, must do what I am supposed to do. Because imagine when it starts leaving some parts. So there must be a percentage. While the vibrational state is the maturity of the will, isn't it? The materialization. Yeah, but for you to perceive your power and your will is maturity. Yes, but the worst is to finish the mysticism and the fanaticism. You can't have otherwise thoughts. You can't have crutches, what they call nowadays the potentiation of something. What is gasoline? What's a fuel? If we have additive gasoline, we need to quit with this additive. Like praying, like crystal, like candles. We need to finish all this. The real additive is to increase the potentiation of your will, to have confidence on what you're doing in your work, how it's being developed, carried out. That's the most important thing. That's why I say, from now on, it would be very important for me to talk about vibrational state, so they can feel the materialization of the energies, because this is the most serious phenomenon, in my opinion. It's very easy. It's always been serious, but it's very easy. It's very spontaneous and cheap, you know. It demands less work, and nobody cares. You must beat one. You must give a jab, so these people wake up. It's easy to take it for granted. So from now on, we should talk about vibrational state, exteriorization of energies, and the materialization of the energy. This is very serious. Waldo, you talked about the crutches, the candles, and the principle that moves the energy is our will. So I would like to know your opinion regarding the crutches people use. Would it be a lack of will? Yeah, it shows they are elementary. They are inexperienced. Many silly. It lacks orientation. They are not seasoned. Maturity. That's why they use the crutches. It's stupidity. It's nonsense. Waste of time. The content is forgotten. They care only about the frame of the picture. But it may be a matter of fear, isn't it? Yeah, but fear is part of the knowledge acquisition. When you start your life, you know nothing. We tell everybody, but what we are interested is talking to the intermissivists. Those who are fanatic and freshmen will not be able to understand what we say. It's impossible to massify our knowledge here. The human mass is not able to discern, to think about this thing in this level. So we need to help all this mass, but with no illusions. You see? Well, it depends. I never based my ideas on Bible. But we can't throw knowledge away. Yeah, don't speak in the desert. My message goes to the intermissivists. We try to hold, to hug these people together. There are many things we say here that overcomes the intermissive primary courses. This is the reason we have many students of the extraphysical intermissive courses that come here to watch our debates, our courses in holocycle. They take part in this work. We see these extraphysical consciousnesses all the time. We are helping from here, and they're helping from there. And this interaction will be even more intense as time goes by. And this is very important for us to start studying Maxi existential program. So you leave your mini existential program and enter a broad group existential program that will allow you to comprehend and make the hetero relay, the self-relay and the hetero relay. So we'll go to the next life like a block. In the next centuries, this process will be intensified. Many people will resonate in blocks with different genetics, different families, so they can get strength. Because if you are always in the same family, you start being silly. You start losing strength. You need to amplify your experiences. This is very important. So think about next max existential programs, next lives. We are on the road to better positions, evolved conditions. It's the way. It's the way. Next life, many of our difficulties, conflicts, obstacles will be smaller because we are creating our oasis here. Cognopolis is one of these oases. We study democracy, the sovereignty of the citizenship, the Council of the 500, this group decisions with lucidity. The tendency is for everything to improve. Professor, page 24, technology. Is there a mistake there, an error of typing? The last sentence. The technique of the clarification task, applying several instruments. Yeah, I try to use everything I can. In my doctor office, I used every type of therapy to reach a level of lucidity, so the person could use everything to improve their lives. I paid rent, other people's rent, I gave medicine to other people. I wrote orientations. Many people were healed. This is the technique of the clarification task, using the multiple instruments of all areas. Everything we have is good for us to use. I'm talking about a clinic, a health clinic. I used to address people, to other specialists. Some of them were treated and healed by me right away, every day, for years. What else? We still have 2 minutes.
Pode existir do serenão ter mais de uma vida na mesma posição?
Can there be a Serenissimus in more than one life? Yeah, we don't know exactly how it happens, but everything is possible. You gave us information about the Serenissimus. Yeah, there are people who have patience with you for many lives. You are waiting for this change. So you see, there is this dedication to help others. Can you give an example of a clarification task coming from the free consciousness? That one that appeared for us in the projection of the consciousness. See what you are able to understand from that chapter. Chapter number 60. That's a top experience I had. Projections of the consciousness. Chapter 60. This book has been published 30 years ago, and we are still selling it. Nothing was spoken, and everything was understood. Terrific. I was not 50 yet. And I asked, when? Which dimension could it happen again? Tibetan, 30 years ago, and nothing happened again. Nothing happened again. It was 1979, 1980. 30 years ago. So, our advertisements.
Antes das nossas pontuações de hoje,
Before
teremos a apresentação da nova edição do DVD da enciclopédia.
We have the presentation of the new DVD of Encyclopedia.
Pessoal,
A gente gostaria de apresentar para vocês aí a nova
we would like to introduce the
foi o desenvolvimento
Encyclopedia of Conscienciology CD,
vocês vão perceber que a interface ela continua
and
similar,
the interface
antiga,
is similar to the old one.
Agora vem muito mais rápido.
But
se nós colocarmos, por exemplo,
the CD
o verbete
is read
hoje,
very faster.
Aqui, né, botando megatares.
Let's see. Let's write.
Enter,
let's type mega clarification task and enter.
Entrou
you see?
Então, rapidamente aparece ali, ó. Megatares cosmovisiológica,
cosmovisiological, mega clarification task, and all the entries
não é mais
that
então,
are related
na ordem alfabética que vem os verbetes relacionados, e sim na ordem de importância.
It's not
vamos pegar aqui, por exemplo, mega cosmovisiologia.
Alphabetical order,
rapidamente
but
aparece, você
an order of importance and relation
inicial,
to the first word typed.
Você volta novamente aqui, fechando ele, e pode pegar megatares só. Você faz
entries and you go back to the first page. So you make the comparison between cosmovisiological mega clarification task and simple mega clarification task. You can compare all the related entries with
colheita intrafísica, parapolimatia, antilogismo, são todos os verbetes que estão mais relacionados à questão da megatares. Também continua a ordem alfabética, você pode procurar pela letra diretamente, ou diretamente pela especialidade. Então, a ideia é que cada domingo a gente possa mostrar uma característica nova.
Each Sunday we intend to show a new characteristic of this kind of search.
Por hoje a gente pode mostrar
Today
isso para vocês. E a ideia é
that's what we wanted to show.
A rapidez é tão grande que você pode trabalhar diretamente durante a tertúlia.
During tertulia, you can work with no lack of performance.
Manuseando, além do fato de ter todos os verbetes
besides having all the main entries related to your search at hand, and you'll be able to talk to Professor Waldo about this issue, understanding the relation between these entries. Okay? Thank you very much.
Nossas pontuações de hoje, então.
Today we have 107 signatures in the book, 20 on-site questions, 16 online questions.
Hoje teremos os recados da Juliana sobre o curso Prática da Tridotação na INVEX.
So we have some ads about
Leonardo,
inversion,
Leonardo Primato,
tridotation,
sobre a caminhada do Amigos do Coração. Antes com vocês, recado do Amigos da Enciclopédia.
The Encyclopedia.
Pessoal, boa tarde
Friends.
a todos. Nós estamos aqui para fazer convite
Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are here to invite you.
Durante o balanço existencial, durante a semana da Max Proexis,
next year, during the existential balance, we'll have the first meeting of the Encyclopedia Friends. It will be the first time we'll be able to meet everybody that take part in the elaboration and implementation of the Encyclopedia. It will take place in March 8, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Besides this, we'll have also workshops of the Encyclopedia. They will be carried out within the Maxi Existential Program week.
Sobre esse balanço existencial especial.
Professor Losch will talk a little bit more about this course.
O curso balanço existencial
the course takes place once a year during the Brazilian Carnival. Next year it will be from March 5 to March 8. It's 4 days that helps people to make a reflection on their lives. There will be an inventory from the first moment of life, the mistakes, what's lacking, and establish a balance. What's happening, evolutionarily speaking, and being able to make a planning from now on. We have 4 days, we have almost 100 people and 6 teachers. It's worth coming to Foz do Iguaçu and preparing yourself to make this course and taking place, making part of
só para lembrar
the
vocês, esse laptop nós vamos sortear no dia
Encyclopedia
28 de novembro,
Friends
daqui a
meeting.
2 semanas, daqui a 2 domingos, tá ok?
This
Para todas as
laptop
pessoas que renovarem a sua inscrição, que fizeram a
is
inscrição
for-
pela primeira vez, e para quem é amigo da enciclopédia
for the
desde
raffle.
2008. Tá ok, pessoal? Obrigado.
Boa tarde a todos.
Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to invite you all
que vai
to
acontecer no Rio de Janeiro,
participate in the course of inversion,
2011,
existential inversion, that will happen in Rio de Janeiro. There will be many dynamics for the participants to develop intellectuality by the reading of Leonardo da Vinci biography, the communicability through the debates, and the parapsychism through parapsychical practices developed with the epicenter called Felix Wong. The epicenters of the course are Silvio Muradas and Alexandre Zaslavsky. And for those interested in this course may access asimvex.org and can also send an email for asimvexes.org.
Que está disponível aí na frente, né?
We have a newsletter
na instituição da cidade de
in
vocês.
many cities in Brazil with more information.
Obrigada.
Thank you very much.
Pessoal, nós estamos aqui, CAEC, OIC.
Guys, we are here.
Para fazer o último
Discernimentum,
convite para a
CAEC,
caminhada
OIC,
que amanhã,
to invite you for the walk.
Amanhã é feriado.
Tomorrow is holiday from 9 a.m. to 10:30. We'll leave the Discernimentum parking lot, and the investment is 30 reais. You receive a t-shirt and a squeezer.
Pessoal, a OIC está organizando
OIC is organizing with Discernimentum and CAEC this walk because we understand this is a great opportunity, not only regarding the body process, but also the conviviality and confraternization process within Cognopolis. So it's our interest to organize this event, and we invite you all to exercise, to work out, and have a good time. There will be some tips about heart diseases and care about healthy.
E a gente não pensa
we are very healthy, we are young, and we don't think about these issues, these health issues. This is an opportunity for us. We are used as a symbol, but also as a reminding to think about our hearts, just like we try to write our articles, our entries, and our books. We need to deal with our own health. Everyone is invited to come, those young and the elderly, to feel this confraternization in the matter of health.
Outro aspecto é a questão da convivência aqui. Eu já verifiquei aqui com a turma. Você pode levar o seu cachorro.
You can also take your dogs.
A questão da convivência também com
It's very important to coexist
na coleira.
With
bacana. Então eu vou levar
the pets. I'm going to take Ginger with me.
Ok, eu vou levar a Miu também. Pronto.
Let's take Miu, okay?
Para amanhã
tomorrow we'll have the entry
higiene mnemonic eleito
hygiene,
com 14 votos,
elected with 14 votes.
Obrigado a todos.
Thank you very much.